Hey, can welcome everybody to the GenInvest podcast. I'm Denzel, and if you haven't watched this before, this is where we take your life to the next level by bringing you inspiring and motivating content around the area of money. Now, there's 5 things that we tend to talk about or to cover over, different parts of the weeks. The first one is having to get a mindset for money. Number 2 is how you manage your money. Number 3 is how you earn more money. Number 4 is how you invest your money. And number 5, which we haven't touched on yet, but we will get there, is how you build generational wealth. Now today, I really want to talk about mindset and getting the right mindset around money. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about today is how much do you really need? How much do you really need? Now, I think the reason I wanted to do this, I was sitting there like, what we're going to talk about this week? What's the thing that I really believe that any of our audience or people who listen to this really need to grasp? And it's actually, you don't need as much money as you think you do. The reason I say that, all right, is that the mind is a crazy thing. That if you imagine for, thousands of years, the mind has been created to keep us safe. So keep us safe from wild animals, keep us safe from harm and things like that. Now, if you give yourself a target and say, do you know what, I want to be a millionaire. Let's say, for instance, you think I want to be a millionaire, right? Natural fears will come up in you and you'll be like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? Am I that person? Especially if you're not designed to be that kind of person. And what will happen is if you have a fear, your body will automatically reject doing anything that it feels is inconceivable. So let me give you an example. If I say to you, and you've never trained before, and you're 5 stone overweight, and I'm saying, hey, we're going to go to the gym, we're going to make you Arnie, right? The mind goes, what? No. So you won't even start going to the gym. But if you're overweight and I say to you, listen, all I want you to do is go to the gym for a minute a day. You'll be like, yo, kick ass, I'll do that, all right? And you'll start and you'll get that process going. That's what happens with money. When most people think about, okay, yeah, I'm really going to get into money and I'm going to, start this journey. Most people won't. I guarantee you this. Most people that you talk to are not managing their money, okay, or looking to increase their money because they think it's too far-fetched. Do you know why? Because you're watching Kim Kardashian and you're watching all these programs and you're looking at all their wealth. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, that could never be me. So this is what most people do, right? When they talk about money, they're like, gotta get the house like that, okay? Gotta get a house with a massive pool. That's like a £1 million villa in Spain, right? They look at a car and they go, a Bugatti. Gotta get a Bugatti, that's a £1 million car. Like, I gotta live in a house like this, all right? Gotta get everything designer. Now the problem is for most people who are struggling to pay their bills, if you start dreaming like this, you'll be like, okay, this is so far out of reach, I'm not even gonna start. I'm not even going to start the process. So the thing is, what we need to do is go, it's not all about getting lots of cash. How much do you need? So what I wanna do today, okay, this is gonna be a very short video, but I want you to do one thing. I want you to throw all those dreams that someone else has told you, okay, throw them in the bin. All right, gotta have a mansion, throw it in the bin. Gotta have like 50 cars, throw it in the bin. Gotta only wear designer clothes, throw it in the bin. Gotta have like millionaire status, throw it all in the bin, right? If you do that, I believe the next thing that we're gonna talk about will allow you to move forward and take action. So what I want you to do is think, what are your real financial goals? What are your, let's see the key word here, what's your real financial goals? Not someone else's, not what you see on TV, not what someone's portraying on Instagram. What are your financial goals? And I think that you need to start at this level, okay, start real low, all right, and then build it up. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't go out there and be a millionaire if you're designed to be a millionaire? No, go for it. If that's what's in you, go and make it out. If you're a business owner, if you're a high risk taker, that's not everybody. That's a very small amount of people. So if that's you, go and do it. But for the most of us, okay, we start at a level that's comfortable, that our mind goes, yeah, I can do that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna create some goals. Now, what are the more realistic goals? A nice house in suburbia, right? In a nice neighborhood. A holiday once a year, or maybe 2, all right? You wanna go out with your friends, okay? You're not at the Savoy, okay? It may be Nando's, okay? You're gonna go out to a nice place, hang out with friends. There's a decent car. You got a nice car, what is that? A Mercedes, A-class, nice car. But the main thing that most people want, let's be honest, you just want to be able to pay your bills. You want to be able to pay your bills and have some money left over. So we're going to build some goals around that and then say how realistic is it for you to be able to achieve financial freedom based on these things. Realistic. Now this is a good life, okay? It's not the millionaire life, but that is still a good life. So let's have a look at that. So what we're going to do now is calculate what does it really take to have the good life. All right, not the millionaire status, but the good life. So let's have a look at this. Most people, what we're going to do is have a look at things like mortgage, bills, car payments, holiday payments, social life and saving. Now, the house that I showed you, okay, in a supreme area. So if you're talking about the Midlands, right, you live in an area like Sutton Coldfield, your mortgage on a house like that will probably be about £1,000. Or actually what I would say to you to do is to rent, all right? And I'm actually gonna do a video why I wouldn't buy my own house. Okay, it's gonna be very topical, but I wouldn't buy my own house and I actually think that you should rent. But let's have a look at that. So £1,000 for that. Then let's say then you've got all your bills, you've got your, I don't know, you've got your gas, your electric, your, council tax, all those type of bills. And we're gonna put all your insurances, your car insurance, everything like that, all your bills in there, another £1,000, right? So we're up to £2,000 right now. Then you've got 2 cars. So this is like a family of 4 people. So I've got this down as a family of 4. You may only have 1 child, but a family of 4. You can have 2 cars in the house. Each car, I've got a BMW 1 Series, okay? So you may pay about £220 per month, okay? So we've got that down at £500 for 2 nice cars, okay? They're not, Range Rovers and things like that, but you've still got 2 nice cars. And then obviously holiday payments, you want to go away with the kids, so you're going to pay £3,500, maybe all inclusive once a year, or you may go half board, £1,500, £2,000. This covers obviously that. A social life, every month. You want to go out, spend, go to the cinema, go out with your friends, whatever it may be. And then you also want to save, okay? So you want to have that good life, but you want to save as well. What we're looking at, okay, you man all those up together, you're about £3,500. That £3,500 is really what you should be aiming for to come in if you don't work. That is financial freedom. Now, that is achievable for everybody. That honestly is achievable. You start saying £10,000, £20,000, £30,000 a month, that is not achievable for everybody. So most people, when you start to have big numbers on there, won't even go for it. But actually, for most people, you could reduce this down because actually you could live in a place that is still nice but not so expensive. You don't have to have a Mercedes or BMW. You could have a very good Ford or a Kia, some really good cars, and that's half the price. You may say, actually, do we need to have the big expensive holidays? If I just went to Tenerife, you can find good deals. So you can reduce that down. So maybe you only need £2,500 to £3,000. So if you start with that number, is that possible? Now let's have a look at the type of things that would give you that financial freedom. So we said on the family floor, living a good life, you've got 3,350. Now what would that take? Now, if you've got the word HMO, that's a house of multiple occupancy. Now, if you looked at the other videos, if you're listening to this podcast or you're watching this, go back and look at some of the other videos. What we've got is a lady called Sue Clark and Ben who have HMOs who are making on average about £700 to £1,000 a month. So all you would need is about 3 properties and that would set you free. What do I mean by financial freedom? When I say financial freedom, it's where your bills are all paid without you ever having to work. Now, people say, yeah, but it's still 3 properties. How much money would I need to save or to make to be able to get those 3 properties? Now, let's say, this is up north. I'm not, not down in the Midlands, but up north. If you bought a HMO, it may cost you something in the region of maybe about £30,000. Something like 35. Now people say, oh, it's way too much money. But what if you started at the age of 20? Okay, so I don't know how old you are looking at this. What if you started at the age of 20 and you started saying to yourself, actually, I'm only gonna live on 60% of my salary, okay, for the next 20 years. You would have the money to do this. Now, here's the key thing. When you buy your first property, understand this. If you was to do what I coach all my clients to do is utilize a thing called compounding. Compounding means when you bought your first house that's making you £1,000, so all you've got to do is save for the first one. Take that money that's coming out, that £1,000, okay, and you reinvest it. So every year, not only could you save, let's say you're saving £300 to £500 a month, that's £6 grand. Then you add the first property income, that's another £1,000. That's £20,000 saved in 1 year. In 1 year. So you now, it may have taken you maybe 10 years to get the first property, but then after you get the first property, you can get one every 3 years. That is the reality of what could be achieved. Now, most people are now going, oh yeah, but all I'm asking you to do, if you really want the good life, is to start saving today. I don't care whatever age you are, okay, there are strategies, and if you don't believe me, go back to a video with Sue Clark. She's picking up these type of properties for £5,000. Less than £5,000. She's picking up these properties. She doesn't own them, and actually in some of them she's picking up for £3,000. Doesn't own them, she's still getting £1,000 a month. So all these things are realistic, okay? All of these things can be done. But you have to first start off getting rid of the millionaire mindset. You're not going to be a millionaire. For a large majority of us, okay, if you earn 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year, 100 grand a year, that's a great life. And I want you to remember this. Most people are living on less than £2 a day. Most people are living on less than £2 a day. We have gone so crazy on how much we need to earn now that it's not realistic. So none of us are striving for the real success that all of us can achieve, which is financial freedom. So listen, very simple one. Today was very much focused on getting the right mindset. The right mindset is, okay, let me live a good life, but let me be realistic so I can start my journey. Now, if you want to know more information, this was just a little snapshot. We give, after every session, we give one free coaching session for 30 minutes, okay, to one client who hits us up first on social media, or, you know, there'll also be an email address. Okay, if you hit us up first, we will give you a 30-minute coaching session that shows you how you can put this into practice. But for all of you, what I would do, go back to what does your lifestyle look like, okay? That's the homework. Go back and say, if I wanted the car, I wanted a nice house, I wanted a holiday, I wanted to pay my bills, what does that look like? You'll be surprised, most people can live on less than 2.5 grand a year. I mean a month. 2.5, that's not a lot of money, and that's not a lot of properties. That's not even a big business, okay? And you could start that today. But if you start having ideas of grandeur, I want to do 50 grand a month, 60 grand a month, forget it, okay? Only a few of us are ever going to be Steve Jobs. So listen, that's what I hope that really inspired you to start taking action. Remember to like, okay, subscribe, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your financial figure would be per month to set you financially free. So make sure you subscribe. Got a great video coming next week. Next week we'll be with an investor. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you too much about that, but it's one that you want to watch out for. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you soon. God bless you guys. As we always say with Gen Hope and the overall business, God's gift to us is life. What we do with that life is our gift back to God. God bless you. See you soon.